So the house we just shot, it had no lights on, no power on. Sometimes that just happens in the industry. So we're going to edit this video nice and quickly, and I'm going to show you how you can grade videos when you have tough lighting conditions. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of run you through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Firstly, just getting my clips in place, turning my audio off. Going to find my agent audio down here. You got the second one. Oh, you want to turn that one off. So you got that second one here. Moving these ones over here. Right now I shot my tight shot second, right? So just boom, change color of them so we know what we're working with. I'm going to delete all of the audio here, and we're essentially just going to go in and one by one. So I'm going to the end of the clip here, going to straight to the clip that I know is the one that is going to work. I'm going to go straight to the end of the clip here, the last frame that I'm going to use, and then come straight back to the end here. This one is going to be a nice little clip at the end there. So just aggressively deleting what we want, and everything. So when we get to a new section, we're just going to also move it over a little bit, right? So I would say this is also still in the section that, yeah, that's a little bit nice for framing there. Oops. So I'm using Q and W, right? And maybe that can be a nice little outro shot. We'll see. Maybe that's over here. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just grabbing these sections and then moving them to where I kind of want them to be. So realistically, there's like 4 or 5 pieces to the puzzle every time, okay? And just going to move in and cut up the pieces of the puzzle. One huge trick for you when shooting real estate videos, especially when shooting smaller homes. So again, I'm just going to move this over. This is a section that's done. And in fact, I know that this section is going to go right before the end because it's just the bedrooms and bathrooms. Huge tip for you is to just shoot in order. Okay? It's going to save you a whole bunch of time later. There's my bag there in the shot, which is a silly little accident. All right, I'm going to go to the last shot here. It's been a while since I've shot a bunch of videos, so a little bit out of practice because I've been focusing on a whole bunch more marketing stuff, actually. Cool. And again, so these shots, these are all going to go in order, all right? And then this one is also, see if I can pull this one off, actually. Oh, yeah, looks like it's going to work, actually, which is nice. Cool, so that's a little mini hero sequence, as we say in the industry. So I've shot thousands and thousands of these. And little homes like this is maybe less than $1 million where I live, and it's just not as necessary to go absolutely crazy hard on them, right? So what we're going to do essentially is just assemble this video realistically in hopefully 5-10 minutes. Maybe this was the shot, actually. That's a little bit smoother. Oh no, the second one's fine. Just have to stabilize it. Cool. So again, this is a little mini section after this section, and then we're going to go outside here. I don't know if we'll actually go outside, but I think it was this one, perhaps. Maybe overshot that a little bit. That's where we really want to end, isn't it? Then we'll come back here. Should be able to hide that little jump in the middle there with a ramp. That should be fine. This was just a shot here. So you can see I'm really only getting like 3-second shots a lot of the time. And, oh, that's right. I've found the shot afterwards, and I'm going to link that from coming in here to outside. So that means I'm not sure where I'm going to put this kitchen shot. But we'll see. Maybe I can chuck it in there somewhere, and that's going to lead to like outside, you know? So then we'll go bang, bang. And then we'll go bang here perhaps. But anyway, we're getting a little bit all over the place. But yeah, realistically, just get nice and short shots, as short as you possibly can get. This new Davinci update, sometimes when you press Q or you press W to just cut forward and cut backwards, it cuts the whole timeline. It's not what you want, is it? I actually like the wind in that one. I'm just going to extend the shot just a little bit more. So really, so we shoot like sometimes 15 of these in a week. Excuse me. And you really just, with houses like this, we want to make it as high quality as we can. Don't get me wrong there. But we also have to bash them out, don't we? So generally, like as I said, I shoot them in order. Okay, so I'm shooting, that's obviously a ramp into that one. And then I just saw these two shots. They're obviously great shots. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to use them just yet. Maybe this one goes here. Maybe this does something creative with the drone. We'll see. So yeah, usually just nail these in one go, but well, taking a couple of shots here, but it's fine. You can just cut them out nice and quickly. Yeah, and I think that was the angle there that I really wanted. This one's nice, actually. That one's kind of nice. I'll cut that one. And so these are our tight shots here. And this third one, I think I nailed the movement on. And then I went back and got another kitchen shot. That's okay. So I know that these three shots are going to be paired together. No, I got another one here, didn't I? Is that better than that one? Much the same, really. I'll just use the last one. I assume the last one's always the better take. Move this over here. See if we use that. I know that's the only location shot that we're going to use. Bang. And then we get some creative shots with the drone here. See if we use them. Sometimes I have in mind as I approach the property, I'm like, oh, I'll shoot this drone shot, and that drone shot goes into the next drone shot, But other times I just shoot some cool drone shots. Yeah, they're not gonna work, I think. Nice. The only thing I didn't do here was obviously in this section, just actually change these to 25 frames, but anyway, we'll leave them as they are right now. Cool, so now we're essentially going to put this puzzle together. Yeah, feel. So we've got this agent intro. We know he's going to go pretty much close to there. We're on Blackmagic audio. If you know, you know. The internal audio system is a little bit quiet sometimes, okay? So we're essentially just trimming the fat. We want to cut it down as quick as we can. So that's going to be a nice one there. I think this is the outro shot over here. All right, any front shots? We've got this guy and this one. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and use this one. That'll be the front shot, very first shot. That's quite nice, actually. So I'll just reverse this and put this up front. So it goes bang, bang. Then we see the agent intro. I think that's going to be a nice one to go into the hero sequence here. We may have to even cut the shot because my bag's there, which is not the end of the world. All right, so we're getting into the thick of it now. So maybe it is this one. All right, I'm just going to make the call. We go this one because it's the same kind of movement. Unfortunately, we're going to have to cut that shot, but that's okay. Because it's a small house. It's like, do you really need to show every single angle? No. Okay. So we'll just cut that and go bang, bang. And then that will reverse back into this one. And then we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe from here, actually. First of all, we've got this little mini sequence here. So these are the tight shots. We're going to link them into here. And then it's got to be back to the kitchen. And it's looking like now we won't get to use that shot, but that's okay. It's prettier than that shot, I'll tell you that much. I should be able to actually link it with that one rather than doing that side by side. So I'll put this one here. That's perfect. And then we go side, side, side. Just they all follow a little bit of movement. So now you can see that's one section complete. And then we can go bang, bang. And maybe that goes here because we're outside here. And then we can just go like, look, here's a bit of foliage. And then we're going to be out here. So we'll go this tight shot over here. Whoops. And then after this, we're going to grade it. Then we're going to cut it together. And we're going to hopefully nail some of the lighting problems in it, aren't we? We're about like 9 minutes or so. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3. That links nicely with that one. And or maybe we can go here. Do we even need that shot? Because we've got that side by side. Do we even really need that? Maybe we cut this one and we go straight to this one. So we're going here, here, and then here. and then we can link two tight shots together. Always like linking two tight shots together. Then what would that be? That would go into that one, which would go into that one. So maybe it goes actually this one into this one. This one kind of starts slow though, doesn't it? This one could go into this one, could go into this one, could go into this one. Just going to make that call there. Into this one. And then maybe that one. Nice. So we'll leave this shot out. And this one's going to go into this nice little creative shot here. And then what's this tight shot? Do we even really need that as well? So we've got, this is the other little mini hero sequence here. We're going 1, 2. These are all ramps, obviously. 3, 4. That makes sense. And that can reverse into this one. Cool. And then, yeah, we're going to cut that shot there. So don't be afraid to be a savage. So then we've got our location shot. And then this one's going to go into our bedroom shot. So we don't need this shot, which is these here. Oh, that, and we've got this last little outro shot here. We'll see if we even use that. Do we even really need that? You know, so obviously the seller on this one. And then we've also got this really cool shot here. Are we even going to use that one? Maybe that one goes into this one, into this one. So probably a few more ramps than we really kind of want here. So then I'll cut that down. So as you can see, then we've got inside as a section, outside as a section, bedrooms as a section, finishing off here. Maybe we won't even use that either. Cool. So now we're going to highlight them all, Shift Delete. Going to go straight into color grade, apply Command 1, apply our template color grade, which you can download below if you like. Just steal all of my things, go for it. Probably a bit too hot on the temp there. Going to change to our parade scopes. First thing we're going to fix up here is our contrast. We can see we're making it a little bit too contrasty. That's looking a bit nicer there. And hopefully, because we shot them all on the same day, oops, with the same color temperature, you know what I'm talking about. It should be all pretty close here. All right, we're going to go with this one for this one. Now, yes, this is Blackmagic, so I can be using. I'm just going to turn your audio off here, Jake, for a second. I can be using my raw and actually color grading with all of my raw tools, but it's not the end of the world if you just bump it up by 100 or 200 points. That's nice and easy. I'm just going to track that mask to him. That mask is just adding a little bit of gamma, a little bit in the mids, close enough energy. That's what we need around here. Nothing too crazy. Now looking at the temperature, again, can just boost it up by a little bit here. While we're outside, we're going to grab all of our outside grades, and then we're going to just finish off what we're doing outside here. So that doesn't need to be quite as intense there. +2, that's looking good. Maybe we can do that here as well. That's good. Maybe take 1 off the gamma there. And then also jump back into the contrast. As we can see, we've got some room to move here, make that a little bit more contrasty. And does it need to be quite as orange? 150? No, I'm going to leave it 200. I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards that look at the moment as well, actually. So cool, we're outside here. I could copy paste that, but I'm just going to start again. Go to the contrast, bring it down a little bit. We'll get to the inside in a second here. Because yeah, if it's the outside grade, I'm like, let's just grade all the outside shots at the same time. Your mind might work differently, but that's fine. Okay. So as you can see, just copy pasted that grade. It looks perfect. Nothing to see here. Cutting off a little bit too much of the contrast here. Nice. And then same again. I'm probably cutting off too much of the highs there and too much of the lows here. Just open it up a little bit. As you can see, all the grass is becoming a little bit dead here in Australia right now. Cool, that's looking pretty good there for the drone. Could potentially pop the temp up by 100, maybe 150. And I'm just going to go into, oh, this should be in the correct node. Over here somewhere we are maybe a little bit too much of those hues there. Cool, we should be able to, again, copy paste that drone grade on every single one. Nice and easy. So we're outside here. These are the final outside shots. See what this has to say. A little bit too much contrast there. Again, we're moving quickly, hitting that 15-minute mark. Hopefully have most of the edit done in 5 minutes or so. Are these all the outside shots? This is this final last outside shot. As you can see, we're cutting off too many of the highs here. So there's 3 spots to look. We've got the scopes, we've got the curves, and we've got the actual image as well as a reference point. Oh, you know what? I might even just boost that by another 50 here. Cool. And that's looking great there. Will we even use this shot? Who knows? All right, so we're jumping into the inside now. I'm going to scroll back over here. I'm going to go Command 2 because that's what I have set up as my inside grade. So because the lights are off, we're dealing with a lot less light. You can see over here on the right-hand side, we're clipping that image by having it as contrast as we had there. So we really just kind of have to make it nice and raw. So there's a little bit less contrast in this one, and that's okay. It's not the end of the world. And I might even, you can see we're not clipping here. We're getting close. So let's take that down by a little bit. So it's all about pushing and pulling. So then I think that's looking pretty good here. And you know what? Can maybe boost that temp up by another 50. Nice. That's looking pretty solid in there. Now, realistically, we should be able to just copy paste this. Oh, it took the outside grade to all of these clips, and it should be nice and solid. So we're not clipping the outside there again. That's looking good there. That's looking good there. We are clipping that window there. There was absolutely nothing I could do. The lights are literally off. And don't be afraid to clip sometimes. You know, it's not the absolute end of the world, okay? I'm going to put my mid detail on. And same with that one. Because again, these shots are all shot pretty much one after the other here. Maybe make that 200. As you can see, and you're just kind of clicking back and forth. Maybe push this up by a little bit more. And again, you can get crazy exact with the color science if you really want to. But again, we have 12 to 15 of these that we're bashing out per week, okay? So sometimes you just have to move quickly. Something else I'm going to do, I can see there's a lot of blues in the shadows here. We are already desaturating some, but I'm just going to take that down even more. Yeah, just get rid of all this. We don't want any blues in there. No blues. That's looking better. Nice. And then we should be able to copy paste this one to this one. Beautiful. So yeah, again, we're clipping that window. It's nothing you can do. No need to be a hero and try and underexpose it. Because what are we exposing for? We're exposing for this. Okay. Sometimes you can't win every single battle. It's not the end of the world. Could you put a mask over that and track it and pull it down a little bit and like actually expose lower and then noise reduce it? Absolutely. You can see we're quite noisy over here. And that's because we're fighting for our life on this color grade. But again, how much do you really want to go above and beyond for a home that's not even going to reach that milli mark? It's up to you. And it depends on your client base and where everything sits for you. Okay, we're outside here. To be honest, I do like to just noise reduce the entire image. And I might do that before the final little export at the end. Put the whole video at the end there for you. 100. All right, the color grading has taken a little bit longer than anticipated, but hey. So the reason I go so quickly, right, is because when you come back and look at it again, so again, I'm going to take my inside grade here. We've got a few more clips to finalize. When you come back and look at it again, you'll be able to actually tell the difference. Right now, we're just looking at the image once, and we're giving it a quick bang to put a nice template color grade onto it. And then when you come back around to see it for a second time, then you'll be able to identify if something is wrong with it, if something needs to be changed, okay? Again, we're just copy pasting all these templates. Now, this bathroom was a huge problem. It was really, really dark in here. So you can see we're a little bit below where we want to be on the scopes. Pushing it to 4. I don't usually like to go that hard. Maybe make that 50. Cool. So that's done-ish, you know? And now we're just going to jump in straight into the edit and then fix up the rest of the grade as we go. So we'll find our point here for the audio. It's a wee bit loud, isn't it? All right. All right, let's see. That would be perfect. Cool. So we're going to get into our ramps now, make this hero sequence. Now, if you've watched my other speed running property video edits. I think, well, one I didn't record. I think my PB is like 20 minutes, fully completed, up and running. Excuse me, where is this thing? I can't even, it's here. God damn it. Okay. 800, we already got that. Moving up here. So yeah, it depends on the house, depends on a whole bunch of different variations. I definitely overshot this one. But it won't be a PB. But that's okay. Cool. All right, we're just going to go into here. We're going to go to where we want the ramp to start to slow down. That'll be here. And then pretty soon after that, we're going to want to speed that back up again. Cool. Now I'm just going to do this one while we're here. Nice and easy. And I love the new Davinci. You can actually just make them all, hey, you got to grab it at the right accuracy, make them all happen at the same time. Beautiful. Oh, that almost just edited it to the beat but without even me doing anything, you know? So this one. Cool. Obviously, you want that one to go boomsies. Maybe cut off a bit of the start there. We want that to be nice and smooth. Maybe pull it out a little bit more. Maybe just a little bit more here. Again, we want to be moving. Cool. And this is where we're just going to reverse this one. Oop. Reverse. Oops. Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to speed edit. Yes. And then has that done that? No, but that's okay. Okay, so we really want to just cut off one frame here. Except there's going to be one frame on this one. So that's obviously makes that nice and easy. And then this one, we want this, call this neg 500. See what that has to say. Call it neg 800. Cool. And then this little hero sequence is almost done, skis. Definitely shot too many ramps on this one, but hey, sometimes you got to have fun with it. Okay, and I think maybe just drag this out a little bit more so the ramp can slow down a bit. All right, we're getting there. It's almost done, skis. So I'll do the intro at the end here. I mean, I can just do it right now.
If you've been waiting to get into...
So no, that's where it kind of starts. This also actually doing this at the start here. Just give you a reference point for like how deep we are into the edit. So we're finished the hero sequence here. We're at 20 seconds. That's good. We're probably going to finish it off at around that minute mark. We'll see. Let's give it another quick watch. No, I don't love how that's going. All right, cool. All right, cool. Nice and easy. Something you can also do is just show music beats. And that will do that for you. It's not something I need to know because I've been also a DJ for like 15 years. So I'll just cancel that. Go away. Leave me alone. Some of the Davinci, my AI features are absolutely cracked. Excuse me, sir. It's taking longer to cancel than it is to actually do the thing. Okay, when you're ready. All right. And so you notice, obviously, I've trimmed the fat here. So you can see this is the clip. I've gone to the end, press W, gone to where I want the clip to start, press Q. And now I'm just pushing to kind of get it to where I want the clip to actually start. So we've trimmed 80% of the fat. And now I go, cool, that's where I want the clip to start based on how long this clip's going to be. Nice. Again, you can also just use the T function to... Nice. All right, second little mini hero sequence here. Boomsies. Nice. Yeah, this one's just going to have to... See, I actually started this clip that will then ramp into this clip, but unfortunately, we're going to have to just cut off the start of that clip, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, so we're really going to have to start it like here-ish, and then we miss out on this kind of angle, which is fine. What are we really showing? You know? Cool. We can cut off a little bit more of that then, because then obviously this is going to ramp again. Change speed, 800, boomsies. And then this one is maybe a little bit too spoiled. Excuse me, I feel like clicking these has gotten harder lately. See, when it happens 4 times in a row like that, that's when it starts to get frustrating, you know? All right. Cool. And then we can just pull this out a little bit more. Boomsies. Add speed point. The usual. 800. Add speed point. 800. And then that's going to go to here, where we reverse that out again. Maybe that will push a little bit further past that. But again, we're just templating it. Copy these. Boom. Copy these again. Open it up. Nice and easy. Cool. Cool. And then again, excuse me. Having a weird glitchy day today, aren't we? All right, reverse, make it neg 1000 is kind of what we did with the last one. Cool, that's fine. That's kind of what we want that to go. Boomsies, we're getting close now. We're getting close. Cool, a little bit more. Oop. Cool. And this one, see, I took it all the way so you could ramp it past that again. Let's just see what it looks like. Yeah, somewhere in the middle, I think. Didn't end up using it, and that's fine. All right, last couple of ramps here. Yeah, definitely went excessive on the ramps. But hey, we're chilling. We're having a good time. We're editing real estate videos. It's what we do. We're still doing it quickly. That's going to come into here. So we did end up using this cool shot. It could have tidied up the yard a little bit more, but who knows? Maybe it was an investment property. These types of houses at the moment are so popular that it almost doesn't even matter. whether you clean up the house or not, which shows you how ridiculous the Australian housing market is. Cool, so that's going to be there. And we'll just make it a little bit quicker. All right. Bring us all the way over here. I think we just push that a little bit in, push that one a little bit in, so it just goes a little bit quicker, because that's where we want it to end. Yeah, we have to. Nice. And then that might have just affected these guys here. As you can see, this guy's now been pushed to his limits. He's been pushed to the left. So bring it back. Nice and easy. All right, finally into this bedroom shot. That's about where we want it to end. And then we're going to finish up the edit here in a second. Any questions, pop them in the comments. Oopsie. Nice and close. Cool, reverse this one. And it's like, do we even need that shot? Who knows? You know? Cool, so then we're just gonna add our little logos. We've got this template up here. Again, if you want to access this template, you can just grab that below. Boomsies. So we're gonna add our little animation to this here. And then we're pretty much done. We're gonna add our agent's name here. We got Jakey. Cool. And I'm gonna add the address here, which is 12 Amethyst Street. Oh, we want it in caps. 12 Amethyst Street, Alexandra Hills. Cool beans. Might even put it on this one, just so it holds for a little bit longer.
If you've been waiting to get into the market, this is what.
Cool. Something I am going to do is just highlight all of these, because Blackmagic has no inbuilt stabilization. I'm going to change it to similarity and stabilize all of the clips. I'm glad this is a function where you can do it on every single clip now, because it didn't used to be, did it? As you can see, I didn't highlight the drone clips, and I'll probably change a couple of these how I want them to be, and then run it through one more time. But that's pretty much the edit there. I'm just going to change a couple more things here. Just essentially moving that audio down, nice and easy, adding fades to it. Nothing too crazy, a little fade at the start here. I'm going to add my agent's AI voice isolation about 70, 80. And then I just have to add my whooshes and my pre-built zoomy boys, or another word for them is what they're actually called, which I can't think of right now. Okay. I haven't shot one of these in quite a while, so you're watching me ripping and dipping, whatever that means. Am I right? Okay, this one goes over here, that one goes over there. No, but what is it actually called? Zoom blur. You know what it is. You know what it is. Okay, this one's going to be here. We just want the small one for this one, and maybe the medium one for this one. All right, we'll go the third one across. Again, these are all just pre-built ramps with where I've done keyframing, so I don't have to go and do it every single time I do one of these videos, which is obviously a bit of a pain, isn't it? Cool, add our whooshes. Boom. Boom. I'll just turn the music off so you can hear what I'm doing here. And then I'll see what this one says for this one. Nice. Pretty much I'll just use these three for the rest of the video. Don't need that one. It's a little bit longer and deeper, that one. I think just this one for these guys. So yeah, well, essentially, if you want to get this quick, you just have to do this process 1,000 times. All right, it's not that hard. Just need reps, my friend. Nice. Cool, so I'll just add this little animation here. Do that off screen to save you a bit of time. And then you can watch the rest of the end video at the end here. That's pretty much how you get your lighting done in the video to make inside when you sometimes get a challenging grade. So just for reference, I will go in here, add all of these clips, go right click, groups, noise one, assign to group. I'll just do it now. And then before I export, I'm just going to clip, group, pre-clip, and I've got my noise reduction over here. Just looking at the noise in the shadows, I'm going to turn that on, and that's going to turn that on for all of my clips here. So let's look at one of the noisier clips. For example, this kitchen one as well. Looking over, zooming right in here. This is it without, this is it with. Okay, and that's just going to make a much more premium look and feel, make the video nice and sharp and smooth, but I won't have that on for the rest of the edit. But that's pretty much it done here. I'll just have one more quick look through, and I'll export that, and you can watch that straight after this. So any questions, feel free to hit me up. Again, if you want all my templates, link is in the description, and hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.
If you've been waiting to get into the market, this is your perfect opportunity. Homes like this are becoming harder and harder to find, so don't miss this fantastic opportunity.